Hello. Here we have a very nice JBL speaker that's pretty old actually, but it's high quality, and adding it to my home theater as a surround speaker. So over the years what happened was the surround rotted away, and I started cleaning it off, and I thought it might be an interesting video for people who have a good speaker, and rather than replace the speaker or buy a whole new one, sometimes all you have to do is replace the surround. Now, you can go on Amazon and type in speaker surround, and there's some kits on there with detailed instructions that tell you how to do it. This is the new one, and you'll see it'll go right there as a replacement. But there really is there's a kind of a skillful gluing process that you have to do. So that's what this video is to replace this surround. So what you do is four screws hold the speaker in place, and you remove those just like the tweeter has four screws. They're actually the same on this model. So you take the speaker out, and there's two wires. The large spade, which is just plain green on this model, goes to the larger spade here that is painted red for positive. The other wire is a green one, but it has a black stripe on it, and that goes to the negative. So you just carefully wiggle these off, and then you have the speaker itself removed. So we get the box out of the way, and then the operation is to this, what's left here. Now what I did was I removed, it was all rotted. The surround here was all rotted. So I removed it, and there's glue that holds some of the remnants on here, and I just used a piece of sandpaper to very carefully clean the edge of the speaker. You can see the speaker's still in fine shape. It's hard, and it moves nicely. So it was just a matter of carefully sanding the edge with sandpaper to clean the edge off so that it's nice. Now the other part is here along the edge. We're going to glue the surround to the edge of the speaker. So you want to clean this off too. And I use this X-Acto knife with a flat spade here, and I work it around. Everything you do here is gentle, right? You just sort of ease the glue off. Don't push down hard, and don't scrape like a painter would. You just sort of ease the glue off the surface. And then once you get the whole surface done, you hit it with some alcohol, and I'll show you that. Okay, so I scraped the glue off this edge here, and the cone itself is in nice shape now. So now you want to clean it because the new glue needs a clean surface. And, you know, it's of course nice to have a nice new clean looking speaker. We're going to pretend like it's brand new. Anyhow, so I put a little on paper towel, and you just go around the cone, and you can see it livens right up, gets all the dust off. And this is going to give the glue a nice place to purchase. And we'll go around the edge like this. And the nice thing about alcohol, it evaporates almost instantly. But you want to be sure that it's dry before you apply any glue. So you just let that dry. You can almost see it evaporating. Now the kit I got, which I did get off of Amazon, is from Springfield Speaker, 2414G West Battlefield, Springfield, Missouri, 65807. And this is a very good kit. It comes with the glue you need and a brush. The brush I don't know about. I found that it's not practical. But the instructions are very good and thorough. So read all the instructions before you do it, as they always say. Because there is a definite procedure to it. And when you put the glue on, it starts to set up pretty quickly. So you really have to know what the next steps are before you actually do it. So the first step is read the entire pamphlet. Everything must be very clean. And it says you may have to trim the speaker cone itself. I avoided that by cleaning off the surround very well and just sort of sandpapering it. I used a knife just to get the big parts off, a razor knife. And here they say using a razor knife slice the middle of the damaged surround. Anyways, this part is all about cleaning it off. So you want to end up like it is here, clean cone, clean surface. And then they say to use rubbing alcohol to wipe everything down. So what they tell you to do is, here's the surround and how it's going to end up. But they say to put it in upside down. That way the cone will sit in its natural place. And what I do is I mark it so that it's going to be as close to the middle as possible. You do have to measure your speaker carefully when you order it. Make sure you measure the cone and then the frame as well before you order, because certainly you can see the size of the surround is crucial and it has to fit just right. So you do it upside down, and I get one of these Sharpies, fine point Sharpie, and just hold the surround down. Now, you know, this doesn't have to be utterly exact, and nothing in the world is perfect. But this is a guide for you. You don't want to be way off, certainly. So having this marked is important, especially when you put the glue on and you want to place it down quickly. Okay, so now I have a line drawn, and basically it's in the middle of the frame, so that when I do put it down, I can line it up quickly so that it's in the middle. Because the first thing that's going to glue is this inner edge. So then the instructions also say this is a rubber cement, and it's exactly the same stuff that the manufacturers use, M3035 rubber adhesive. That's why this really takes a day or so, more than a day to do, because you don't want to glue it and then start to use it right away. You give it a full day to harden and cure. And you know, it's well worth the patience. You're working on a high quality speaker, or any speaker really. You don't want it to fly apart because you're too impatient. So so after you put it upside down and you've marked it, the first thing we're going to do is put glue on this inner edge. And this is the edge that contacts the cone. I have the surround upside down, and I'm going to put glue on here, flip it over, and get it centered quickly. So that's where we are right now. You can be pretty generous with the glue. Of course, you don't want too much. And you want to do it fairly quickly before the glue starts to get set up. And you use the nozzle, sort of spread it around on that flat surface along the edge. This is very important. This is where it's going to contact the cone. So you want to make sure that you got a good coverage everywhere along this flat surface. Take the time to do it right. That's my motto. Just take a good look and make sure there's no empty spots. Okay. So now before it gets too... This is where you use the line that you made before. You want to make sure that it's as centered as possible. Okay, and you can see by the holes that it's about, you know, a quarter or halfway. Then what you do is a Sharpie, you know, a regular Sharpie works out good. You kind of go around the edge to get the glue to set up onto the cone. Wipe off the excess. And you just gotta sort of stay with this, because you really do want good contact here. So keep going around, keep going around. Now as this glue sticks, it gets thinner and thinner as you press on it. It starts to harden, or at least set up, you know. It doesn't fully cure for at least a day. So you want to, once you get this job done, you give it 24 hours. Okay, so now you see it's already stuck to the cone. And then you press on the cone and make sure that it's free. Okay, so that's half of it. We've done the inner part. And there's nothing wrong with making sure that it's set up good. You do this for a number of minutes, actually. Caress your speaker like you love it. Okay, now the next step is to glue the outer edge to the frame where your line is. So again, that's the line becomes helpful because it gives you where the glue should go inside the line. So again, you can get your Sharpie and just hold up the edge. Some white hair. It might just be better with your hand. So you do the same thing. You get the glue and you put a nice bead all the way around. And you use the nozzle to spread it so you get a nice even layer of glue there. I find it's easier from the stainless speaker. You do want glue, continuous all the way around. You don't want any dry spots. So I just keep going roundy round here, making sure there's glue all the way. When you get like a glop, spread it around with the nozzle. The nose of the glue. This is a rubber cement, so it's not like super glue or anything like that. But it does set up fairly quickly, And once you start this step, you got to keep going till it's over. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. Put the cap on. And then you want to just be sure that it's in the center again. So you're looking at the holes to see that it's about halfway. And then now you can go around and press it down. Here, get up the next side. And you can see it's starting to sit down on there. again, you want to keep pressing this down for 10 minutes or so, 5 or 10 minutes. So that it sets up. But I could see that this one is very nicely centered, and that's important. Look for any areas where it's not all the way down. And then you press on the cone and see that you have free movement. And that looks really good. That's going to be nice. And the speaker sound will improve quite a bit because this seals it up. You get better bass. And even the highs are better because it responds quicker. So then what you do is you put it like this on a flat surface for 24 hours, like this. For 24 hours. Don't touch it. Just, so like right now it's 1:45. I'm going to leave this alone until maybe 4 o'clock tomorrow. And then it'll be ready. You just reverse, put it back in the box, put the screws on, make sure you got the wires correct, and you have essentially a brand new speaker. And it's a nice recovery, and it's a lot cheaper than buying a whole new replaceable unit. I looked them up, and they were quite a bit more money, or a whole new speaker itself, the box and all. So this is a way to recover old speakers that have deteriorated surrounds. The old speakers are very high quality. There's no real need to throw them out unless the cone itself is deteriorated. Okay, so this speaker has been sitting here for more than a day. I glued it yesterday. And here you can see that the surround has been glued on the inside and the outside. And if you can see that the speaker moves freely, which is good, and it's nicely centered. This is my best job yet. So now I'm just gonna put it back in the cabinet. And here's the wires. This is a JBL, very nice speaker. So I connect the one with the large spade to the red large spade. Hard to get this one wrong because they got it marked nicely. The green wire with the black stripe to ground, and then just line up the holes. Here we go. And there it is, the completed job. So this will be my surround speaker for the home theater, and really will add a lot. So there's the video for you. Oh, by the way, this surround kit cost $20. So I've restored a very expensive speaker for $20 and some labor.